Oh boy. You guys know that I'm a big NASCAR fan, and every time there's a controversy in NASCAR, you know I have to talk about this one. Hey guys, Mike from LA1 here, welcome back, and oh boy. I just finished watching the race in Martinsville, and boy, do you want to talk about controversy. This one had it, and this picture you see here tells the entire story. Because right around at 4:54, Matt Kenseth, driver with the number 20 Dollar General Toyota, quote unquote, intentionally wrecked, because I had my doubts on this, the driver of the number 22 Pennzoil Ford of Penske Racing, Joey Logano. And knowing, and it did look like some bit of controversy here. It looked like he deliberately wrecked him, and they were both out of the race. The best part about it was the crowd cheered throughout this, because I saw the pre-race intros before I went out to the park where I had lunch at the ESPN Zone. The place, he got mostly boos, and I had a feeling, should he wreck, he was going to get a huge ovation for it. Yeah, and the point that after the wreck, both cars were destroyed by this wreck. Considering this is in Martinsville and it's a short track, like I said before in my NASCAR career mode, which I have to get points on it to see, otherwise I have to start over on that. That is not a hard place that is a hard place to pass people. As you can tell in my race there, I kept getting black flag because I was trying to pass people. And the only way to pass people on that track is, well, to bump people. But the thing that most Logano fans are gonna point out is that Kenseth was 10 laps down, as far as my knowledge goes, and he just screwed Logano out of a win. And they've been feuding since he cost Kenseth the race in Kansas. So this is a good case of payback. And let's be honest, in my opinion, Logano had it coming, but not at this point. Not knowing NASCAR, did they do something about it with Logano in that race? No, because it was for the win. Here, they parked Kenseth, which means he's done. And now a lot of Logano fans, as much as they're butthurt about it, and that's why I'm making this video, is that, oh, yeah, I'm just going to another part. That was, even though I do believe him costing Logano the race was uncalled for, but I do believe that there are some mitigating factors. One was the 22 car spotter told him that Kenseth was there, and Logano went down, which I do believe that could be in my opinion, could be the deciding factor on whether there's a suspension or not. And two, on the NBC broadcast, yeah, I'm so used to saying ESPN on this, Kenseth said he had a flat tire. I can't say I did see the footage, and I kind of see the flat tire, but I didn't see it going flat whatsoever. Only because Logano's car was in the way of the shot, and the crowd was cheering on it. And people call that class, well, I say that sold this controversy like cash, but that's just me personally. But however, bottom line is that they parked Kenseth, and I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. So they benched Kenseth for causing a wreck, and yet they didn't park Harvick for intentionally spinning. I don't know, but I saw a couple of fans on Twitter saying Harvick could be next, and even though I do say that is really classless, it would be really funny in my opinion that the person that does it should be Brad Keselowski, because he gets a lot of boos, so if he spins out Harvick, what kind of reaction is he going to get? And I hate to go off topic here, but let's talk about the crowd cheering Logano's wreck. And normally, that is very disgraceful, but in this case, since Logano got a lot of boos, I found that kind of a little hilarious at points. Which is funny, I think that's the second time that I've seen a NASCAR race where people cheered someone getting wrecked. The first one is Kyle Busch, and then number 18, who happens to be Matt Kenseth's teammate. So, Yeah, you know you're a hated NASCAR driver when people cheer when you get wrecked. So, yeah. Now let's talk about this. Both cars were chewed up. Logano, who's in the chase, he now has to win one of the next two races in order to make it to Homestead, which we're coming up towards the end of the season. And me personally, I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see them go at it because, well, around this time, well, actually, it'll be almost a year ago at Texas where we had when my favorite driver, which you'll find out who in a little bit, got screwed over by another Penske driver, Keselowski. And actually, to be honest, Brad wasn't very much big of a factor in this race. It wasn't after the first wreck where Kenseth was the main victim on that one. Pretty much took him out of it. And he too is in a must-win situation as well. So here's what I think the punishment's going to be. And I don't see him getting suspended. And I don't see NASCAR giving him the Donald Sterling treatment, like banning him for life. I just don't see that. And besides, he's a former champion. He's a goodwill ambassador for all we know. But I do see the crew chief getting a one-race suspension, if not a maximum suspension. Although, I do want to see some more evidence as the days goes on. The only evidence we've seen is the video footage and the 22 radio call, who's saying that he's still there. Which, that could be the deciding factor if it was deliberate or not. But I do believe that is sort of deliberate. But that's just me personally. But I don't think we heard the 20 radio call at all during this. The only radio call from the 20 we got is asking if his spotter was telling Kenseth that if he's okay. So here's what I think it is. I don't see a suspension. I could see a potential fine on Kenseth of $200,000. The crew chief gets suspended for the rest of the year, and a $300,000 fine, and he loses a couple of championship points. Say 25 or 50 points. But what am I saying? My favorite driver ended up winning the race. Talk about being at the right place at the right time. Okay guys, thanks for watching.